Meditation is literally a cheat code to life, and if you're not taking advantage of it, you're doing yourself a disservice. So let me explain meditation this way. So say I'm walking down the street with my girl, right? That I met about 2 hours ago. And I remember she was telling me something, but it just sounded straight chatter. I was just too focused on that exam that I had that next day, bro. And the reason why I didn't even study for it was I was watching this video called How to Trap Women by Measley. And that shit worked. So we stayed walking down the street, right? I'm still hearing straight chatter. All of a sudden, a black car stops right in front of us, and then a bunch of people in terrible drip come out of nowhere. I'm like, yo, I start stressing out, panicking, and then all of a sudden I look to my right, and then all of a sudden I see a whole bag coming towards my face, and then everything just went black. So right, I wake up, right, and then my head is spinning, bro, and then all I feel is just like material on my head. So I start screaming, help, but because the material's over my head and covering my mouth, I was greeted by my stank breath, and then I was saved because somebody removed it. But I actually wasn't saved because somebody duct taped my mouth. All of a sudden, I looked around my area. I see people on the floor ducking. Those people with terrible drip walking around with bags. I look to my left and I see a man with a double pumped extended scope shotgun holding that shit to my face. I'm like, yo. And then all of a sudden, I see one woman, person who was supposed to be the love of my life, a person that was going to bear me a son, my girlfriend. Bro, how could you do this to me? After everything we've been through, I took a shower for you. The guy with the shotgun smacked me in the back of my head.
Shut your stank booty ass up. Ain't nobody gonna hear that shit.
I felt defeated. What was I supposed to do? Everybody walking around me. I had no freedom. I couldn't move nowhere. I was sitting in this uncomfortable ass chair. I couldn't move my arms, I couldn't move my legs, I couldn't move my dick. Nothing was going in my favor. I felt hopeless. And worst of all, I have no bev. No bev. So, what the only thing I could do was I decided to close my eyes, sit up straight, relax any tension I felt on my jawline or in my body, and I decided to take a breath through my nose. Breathe in. Breathe out. I decided to do this 2 more times. Breathe in. Breathe out. 1 more time. Breathe in. Breathe out. So for a minute of doing this, I started to lose focus a little bit. I started to think about the chicken I had that morning, the Kool-Aid I had spilled on my dress pants, and big booty women. But every time I lost consciousness, I always brought it back as soon as I realized. After doing this for about 3 minutes, I just felt something. And then all of a sudden, I just felt like I was in the avatar state. It was like my mind was enlightened. All those thoughts I had in my mind, all those distractions, all those negative thoughts just cleared away and my mind was clear. It was like I knew what to do. And then I did what I had to do. The first thing that I did was that I remembered that I was watching this documentary and it was about how to get your hands untied. So I did that, right? And then I was like, damn, she got the yeah. And then the guy with the shotgun looked. So I decided to take the knife from him, cut my rope from my arms and my legs, and then I stood up and knocked him out with the chair. Then after that I made a loud ass sound, 2 goons came outside and they just saw me staring that man down. And then they want to work. So then right, we started getting it on. I get into a one-on-one with one of the guys and then I uppercutted him in the jaw because he was not paying attention. But I can't even say nothing because I got caught lacking. The other dude came up right behind me and hit me in my side. But that shit did not hurt. I turned around and hit him with the Gamu Gamu no. Gatling! Sent his ass flying. As I'm about to take my leave, she shows up and she's standing right at the front door, waiting.
Oh, Measley, please don't go. I know, I'm sorry. I was just desperate. My mom was in the hospital. I just needed the money.
I was not buying that bullshit. Hey, listen. I'm not the same man you met 4 hours ago, alright? And plus, you're lying. You and your mom saw me get my ass beat at parent-teacher conference. But listen, you told me that you were no one, that you didn't want to be anyone, remember? But you actually just like me. Stop trying to hide yourself. You're someone who wanted to live peacefully together. I won't abandon you. Don't betray what's really important to you in your heart. Come to my side. All my talk no jutsu shit. But I only been meditating for about 3 minutes that one day, so it was weak. Bro, she pulled out the gun and said,
hey, that's some weak ass shit. Put your hands up now.
Bro, as the thoughts were starting to creep in again, I remembered. I took a deep breath. And then I was back to clarity. So then I did the one thing that I could do in that situation. I ran at her. I saw her hand shaking a lot a bit, so I knew she was not about that life. So I ran at her and then sidekicked her. But I intentionally missed because we do not hit women. And then I ran back home with the help of Google Maps. And then I never saw her again. See, each time you don't meditate, you're limiting your own potential. You can be in a constant state of clarity and enlightenment, but you need to meditate. So let's go over the story and talk about some examples of the positives and negatives of meditating. So let's start off with the beginning, where we got caught lacking. Well, I got caught lacking. I got caught lacking because I wasn't present. You see, if I was present, I would have noticed that black car coming around and then knocked them out from there. And I wouldn't have to go through any of that. So let's go to the next one. At the part where I was sitting down and I was being emotional, crying to that woman, right? You see, that would have never happened if I meditated, because meditation gives you emotional control, or helps you control your emotions much more. So I wouldn't have been complaining and being emotional like that. So then I meditated, right? Once I started meditating, that's where all the thoughts just cleared up and I was able to get focused. And that changed the whole situation. It allowed me to be present and mindful in the moment. Let's get to that part where I was having a once with that guy. When that guy came from up right behind me and hit me from the side, I did not feel that much because I had pain tolerance. Meditation helps you with your pain tolerance. And it helped me hit him with the gamu gamu no gathering. Yeah. Lastly, when that woman tried to trick me to surrender, I did not fall for it because I had mental clarity. And I actually felt empathy for her. She robbed a bank with the worst team ever. They didn't even steal $1. So that actually allowed me to use talk no jutsu. But since she was for the streets, that shit did not work. But that was only because I did meditation for 3 minutes that one day. It takes time to build up to it, which actually leads me to my next portion of the video. So since y'all know the positives of meditation, here's a step-by-step framework on how you're going to start meditating. So first, you're going to pick where you're going to do it. You can do it outside, in your house, in your bedroom, anywhere. Honestly, the best place to do it is really outside in the sunlight, so you could be attacking 2 birds on one stone. But I'll make a video on sunlight later. But you know what I'm saying, you can just do it in your room because that's how I started. I know it's the easiest for most people. Next is you're gonna pick a time when you're gonna do it. Me personally, since I'm a morning person, it's much more easier for me to stick to it in the morning. But if you're an evening person, then you can just switch it to the evening. Just do what's best for you. Once you pick where you're gonna do it at the time, you wanna start with the app Medito. That's how I started. And the reason why you wanna start with that app, because it has 3 minutes, 5 minutes. You don't want to just jump right into 10 minutes. You're not going to be consistent with it. So what you're going to do, you're going to download the app Medito, and then you're going to set it to 3 minutes, and then you're going to do that for the whole week. You're going to stick with the whole week, and once you do it for like the whole week and you accomplish that, you want to up it to 5 minutes. But don't up it to 5 minutes if you can't stay consistent with 3 minutes. Get that down packed and then move on to 5 minutes, because you want to make sure that you're consistent. If you're not consistent, then you're just gonna go make negative progress. You feel what I'm saying? You wanna start off with 3 minutes and then get consistent with that. It doesn't matter if it takes you 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, 2 months, 5 months, a year. Just consistently do it and then up it, and then up it, and then up it. Once you get consistent with a week for like 3 minutes, then once you get consistent for a week with 5 minutes, and I would suggest you slow it down. So you get consistent with 10 minutes for 6 months, because that's what I did personally. I got consistent with 10 minutes for 6 months, and then I upped it to 20 minutes. That's about it. So since I have provided y'all with the best knowledge out there on meditation, I think the only thing that is appropriate for y'all to do is go ahead and like